And welcome back into the Seedorf Gymnasium as we are ready for wrestleback action as Brent Lammers is out to a 2-0 lead on Tyler Frazier from Anamosa. And Lammers now going to pick up a 3-point near fall. Or 2-point near fall, excuse me. He's going to go up 4-0 here with 125 and another tilt here by Lammers. A little cheap tilt as Roger was mentioning earlier. And there's going to be the fall for Brent Lammers. That's going to be a fall in 41 seconds. So Lammers will advance as a district qualifier. And we'll see a rematch with him and Drew Schrader in the first round next Saturday. So a 41-second fall for Brent Lammers. Out of that cheap tilt, he comes out and gets the fall, held the shoulders of Frazier down, and picks up the fall and qualifies for the district meet. West Delaware qualifier number 12 here.
Jamie, that's when a cheap tilt is not a cheap tilt. When you can roll up on that, paste the shoulder blades to the mat, and score the fall.
So West Delaware with one more wrestleback here with Will Wenger. That gives the Hawks 12, and they came into today with 13 wrestlers, so Will Wenger could make it a perfect 13 for 13 here.
I think that would be a record. You have to go back and you have to do some more. You have to do some more investigating, some looking, some searching back in the annals of the West Delaware Wrestling History Book to see what the most qualifiers has been.
Now I believe we have another short break as we wait for Will Wenger. I don't think his time rest limit is up. Well, we got a second here. High school postseason wrestling on KMCH brought to you by Trivet Associates, the City of Manchester, Regional Medical Center, Pete's Small Engine Repair, Tauke Motors, Del Clay Farm Equipment, Above and Beyond Home Health Care, Honey Creek Storage, G&B Bank, Bowenkamp Murdoch Funeral Home and Cremation Services, and Clifton Murdoch Funeral Home and Cremation Services, Back to Health Chiropractic, Edgewood Oil, Greenworks Landscaping, Farmer Savings Bank, Independence Bulletin Journal, Monticello Equipment, Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, the Edgewood Feed Mill, Lucky Building Service, Pets Allowed in Independence, 24-hour Total Fitness, Bank Iowa, Farm Bureau, Randy Mahoney, agent in Manchester, Long-Term Medical Supply, and Carl's Feed and Farm Store. As we mentioned, not many wrestlebacks here. There are wrestlebacks, however, in some of our other area sectionals, as we try to take a look at how some of those are going. As at Starmont, we had some wrestlebacks there, and they have not started wrestleback round yet, as I believe they hadn't finished. Had they finished the heavyweights up at Starmont? They have now, as Gatlin Keener, as they have finished up there in that championship round, as Niall White was beaten in the finals, and he will have a wrestleback now against Bryce Winters of Jessup. And at heavyweight, Gatlin Keener gets the fall on Jordan Lentz from East Buchanan, so those two are your district qualifiers, as there was only two in that weight class. And we'll see where they're at in Delhi. In Delhi, they are working on the fifth place. They were working on the fifth place matches.
And they're using those fifth place matches, fans out there, they're using the fifth place matches as time for the in between the wrestlebacks. So
again, just like this one, only a couple fifth place matches.
I think there was only one, Mr. Vasquez. I think 152 had 6 wrestlers. The other brackets today, some of the guys came in with 5 kids in the bracket. One and done today if you lost that first round match.
So in Delhi, they are in the wrestleback round as Dalton Bell from Northland wins his wrestleback, and he will get that second place and advance to the district tournament. That's at weight class 113. Again, Carter Klosterman from Maquoketa Valley was in there. He finishes in 4th place today. Weight class 120. Mason Hermanson from Maquoketa Valley with a fall in his wrestleback, so he will advance to districts next Saturday. And Kyler Henderson from North Lynn was beaten 9-0 by Jacob Koch of Alburnett in his wrestle back. Weight class 152 is where they are at right now, and I believe we are ready for Will Wanger and Zach Tim to take the mat.
Yeah, this is one of those matches, Jamie. You got Will Wanger. You know, we talked to him at senior night about his goal. His goal was to finish up strong here, and his goal was to be to qualify for districts. And here's the opportunity now. You wrestle lights out today. You lose a close match, and you win a couple of close ones here. Now you've got the opportunity to wrestle back. So, you get in there, you mix it up, you try to set up a good shot, and you give it everything you got. And this is what you train for. This is what you practice for. This is your 4 years right here in the West Delaware singlet for this moment right here to get yourself in a chance to wrestle back, to get yourself in a chance for a district qualifying spot. And not too many people can say they were a district qualifier. And as a senior, as part of the program for 4 years, you certainly would like to put that on your resume. Zach Tim is a sophomore, so he's got a couple of years left in that Monticello singlet. He came into the tournament 24-16 with a bye and then a fall over funky from Dyersville Beckman. There's Will Wanger shooting a low shot. And boy, that was a long, low shot by Will Wanger. And Jamie, that was he got really extended. He was lucky he was on the edge of the mat there. Tim might have hit a go behind, blocked him and spun around as Wanger got a little bit out of position. Wanger giving up some height advantage right here as Zach Tim looks like he's probably about 6'2" or 3, and Will Wanger boarding on that 6-foot frame right there. 55 seconds left to go. Wanger drops down to one knee. Zach Tim with the front headlock, and Wanger back up and finds the edge, and we're going to circle back in. The orange and black faithful have stayed around for this wrestleback. Only 2 wrestlebacks, and West Delaware was in both of them. So the orange and black faithful sticking around to see this last match. There's a throw by attempt by Wanger. Now Wanger with another shot off the edge of the mat. I think Will Wanger's got a little bit more strength upper body than Zach Tim. But Zach Tim, he's got those long levers, so sometimes you don't know. There's a throw by attempt by Wanger. And Tim looked like he had the headgear. Looked like he had the hold of the headgear of Wanger as Wanger went off the edge. 31 seconds left to go. Now, you want to be careful right here. You don't want to give up your Jamie, you don't want to give up 2 with short time. We've talked about that all year.
No, you don't, especially Will Wanger. You've had some good shots here. You've really been pushing the action. You really don't want to give up points here late in this period because, he's been the aggressor. He's gone after some shots, and we're going to get stalling on Tim, but you don't want to give up any late points here.
Yeah, 6 seconds left to go, and it looks like we're going to go the second period with this thing tied up at zeros. Zeros on the board. Goose eggs on the board. Wanger and Tim. Tim and Wanger. It's going to be Wanger's choice. He's going to defer over to Tim. And Tim's going to go down. It looked like Will Wanger wanted to go down, Jamie, but Coach Voss and Coach Phillips in the corner there said, hey, we're going to defer. We're going to take your choice the third period. There's a long switch by Tim. Oh, nice job by Will Wanger. He almost had a chicken wing out of that, almost had a snapback as Tim got extended on the switch. Wanger up on top, carrying the load. There's a hard crossface by Wanger. Might have a crossface cradle locked up. Well, you got to take the head to the knee. He's got a hard crossface from left to right. He's going to try to take that head to his knee. He's going to go right back to work on that upper body of Zach Tim. Boy, was so close to getting that crossface cradle locked up. That would have been huge. Tim now with his hips up. Wanger staying with the tight waist. Again, Zach Tim choosing down as Wanger deferred over to him. Wanger switches sides now. He's working on a ball and chain. He's got the right arm of Zach Tim trapped underneath. There's a tilt by Wanger. Got a 1,001 count out of it. But again, I like what Will Wanger's doing, Jamie. He's keeping his weight on top of Tim.
He's just got to make sure, though, if he's gonna try to run something, he's got to make sure that he's got it set up before he goes, and we're going to go out of bounds. Not sure Will Wanger was out of bounds, but the official calls it out of bounds.
Zach Tim gets up a little bit slow, and Will Wanger gets up and sprints back to his spot on the mat. 58 seconds left. And you'd like to see Will Wanger get through this. Again, there's a stand-up attempt this time by Tim. tight waist near ankle by Wenger. I like Wenger coming with that hard cross face. And Zach Tim wincing just a little bit. There's an inside wrist by Tim. And there's going to be a 1-point escape by Tim. There's a front headlock by Wenger. Let's see if he can score with it. He's trying to hit Tim on a go-behind. Got to bring that down. And Tim's going to score 1 point on it. 32 seconds left to go. Tim up a little bit slow again, and Wenger back to the center of the mat. Now if you're Will Wenger, you want to really work that inside position. It's going to be your choice in the third period. Boy, a 2-point takedown here for Wenger would be huge. If you're Zach Tim, you just want to keep doing what you've been doing. Tim has been called for stalling. There's a throw-by attempt by Tim. Tim almost pulled Wenger right into his hips. 14 seconds left to go. Wenger applying a lot of pressure to the sophomore from Monticello. Tim trying to hit a throw-by. Wenger with an underhook. 6 seconds left to go. Wenger snapped down into a single. He's going to try to roll out of it. No points yet. Wenger tried to roll out of that, and that's that situation we've seen Wenger get into several times, Jamie.
And he's going to go down to start this third, and he's got to get moving here if you're Will Wenger, if you want to win this match.
Well, you're exactly right, and you're down 1-0. And there's Wenger with a stand-up attempt. Again, Tim with long levers. If you're Will Wenger, you got to work yourself up, work your base up. There's a cradle attempt by Tim. Wenger trying to get to his feet. No hand control. Tim with a hard, tight waist. Wenger trying to knee slide to get himself back up. Tim over the top, riding over the top. Wenger to his feet. Could be a 1-point escape here. Could be stalling against Tim. Stalling against Tim. Stalling against Tim. One for Wenger. Now if Wenger scores here, he's going to take the lead. 1-1. Wenger's got to do the same thing. Get right back to his feet. Got the orange and black faithful up to their hands, up to their feet here, and there's Wenger with a stand up again. 1:25 left to go. Tim up on top, trying to ride that cradle. Zach Tim using those long arms, trying to cradle up Will Wenger. Wenger's got to work a little hand control. Here comes Tim over the top. Wenger's got to work some hand control. Tim coming with that hard, tight waist. Will Wenger trying to come up to all fours. Wenger up to his feet. Tim's got to take him down or cut him loose. And we're off the edge of the mat one more time. 59 seconds left to go. Looking for a stalling call right here. Will Wenger with a 1-point escape. Going to take the lead 2-1. He would certainly like to get a 2-point reversal. Not go to overtime here. Zach Tim now has Will Wenger flat on the mat, working a power half Nelson. Tim stuffing the head of Wenger. Wenger trying to get up to all fours. Wenger now on all fours. Tim trying to cradle him up one more time. Will Wenger to his feet. Will Wenger to his feet. He's going to will a 1-point escape. Oh, there's a 1-point escape by Wenger. Now you got to be careful as Tim's going to go over the top of him. Wenger trying to finish the tie fireman's carry. A 2-point takedown by Tim. 22 seconds left to go. Tim up 3-2 right now. Will Wenger looking for a 1-point escape. Wenger to his feet. A hard chop by Tim. 13 seconds left to go. 11 seconds left to go. Tim has Will Wenger flat on the stomach. And boy, he's got 5 seconds left to go. He's got to score one here. 4 seconds left to go. Tim takes a peek at the clock, and that's going to do it. Will Wenger's going to lose 3-2. Oh, boy. Great match there. A lot of guts, a lot of heart, a lot of effort showed by both wrestlers. 3-2. Wenger takes a peek at the clock. And well, that's a tough one to watch right there, Jamie Vasky. Zach Tim doing a great job there, finishing up the match, and tough one for the senior from West Delaware to lose. Zach Tim wins the wrestle back 3-2. And, that's one you can kind of taste. That's one you'll think about. That's one you'll recall. 5 years from now, maybe a year from now, maybe a month from now, you'll think about that. And that's just kind of the way it goes.
So that's going to bring our meet to a conclusion here. As our final total, Beckman with 3 district qualifiers, Maquoketa with 3 district qualifiers, Monticello and Wahlert both with 5 district qualifiers, and West Delaware finishes the day with 12 district qualifiers. And West Delaware is going to win this tournament and advance to that regional duel. Joining them in that regional duel will be Dubuque Wahlert, as West Delaware finishes with 244.5. Wahlert in second with 172.5. Beckman in third with 149. Anamosa, Monticello, and Maquoketa to round out the top six. As see if we can get one more quick update here, as we'll take a look at the sectional in Delhi and see how far they are there. Real quickly here.
Well, Jamie, while you're scooping through that, we talked about how crazy it would be here today, and we had some crazy matches. We had some very exciting matches, and it's going to be just like it next week.
Absolutely. At weight class 170, Alec McDowell from Maquoketa Valley wins his wrestle back and gets that second spot. Gets that second spot in the districts, and that is as far as they are right now, as Jordy Downs is wrestling right now. Jordy Downs wrestling right now in his wrestle back at weight class 182. 182, that is where they are there. As we'll take a look here. Look at that Starmont sectional, as I believe most of the independence wrestlers, their fate was kind of determined. I think they had a couple wrestlebacks. Jacob Wolf had one for the Mustangs, as we take a look, and they haven't started wrestlebacks yet at Starmont. Taking a look, we'll get a quick look here at the independence sectional.
And Jamie, that regional duel, the opponents will not be decided. Of course, Wahlert will come back here, but it's kind of regionals. That will not be decided upon until after all the sectionals are finished up to, well, as early as some of them are getting done. That might be out, 7 or 8, 9 o'clock tonight. You might be able to see who will wrestle back here in that regional duel on Tuesday. That's going to be an exciting night right here in the Seedorf Gymnasium. The West Delaware Hawks will be fighting for a return trip to the state duels, and that will be on the 19th, Wednesday, February 19th, as a preview to the individual state title, which will start a tournament, which will start on the 20th.
As we have started the wrestlebacks in Independence, Jake Wolf from Independence finishes in third place as he was pinned in his wrestleback. Mitch Evans is your champion for Independence. Drew Davis is a runner-up and qualifies. As take a look at weight class 126, Tanner Erickson Dale finishes in third place today. 132, Peyton Olting from Independence finishes in fifth place, as does Luke House at weight class 138. 145, Chase Straw was your champion. 152, Jake Jewell was your runner-up and district qualifier. 160, Nick Holt is a district qualifier. 170 pounds, Zach Kramer from Independence finishes in third place. Kyle Fank, your champion. Matt McMillan, your champion. Jason Grover, your champion. And Mitch Zaleski, your champion. So the Mustangs, a great performance by them today. Well, that's going to do it for us here, as it's been a great day of wrestling. It'll be a great day, a great week of wrestling right here on KMCH. It's Tuesday night. We will be right back here as West Delaware and Dubuque Wahlert will take part in a regional duel. Not sure who the opponent will be. It could be, definitely could be this Independence sectional. As taking a look at the team scores from that one, Independence has to be out in first place, Charles City and Independence tied. I guess I shouldn't have said anything. Tied at 249.5, so we could possibly see those teams come here to Manchester. Could see those teams come to Manchester on Tuesday night. Those duels starting at 6 o'clock or 6:30. Stay tuned to KMCH for that. We'll have that Tuesday night, and then, of course, Wednesday night we will be in Pleasant Valley as the Western Dubuque Bobcats open their regional duels as the 10th-ranked Bobcats wrestle against the 6th-ranked Spartans of Pleasant Valley in Pleasant Valley. Roger and I will be there for that one. We'd like to thank Janelle Tucker for running the boards for us this afternoon. She did a great job keeping us going and bearing with us throughout the day. Also like to thank these area sponsors and sports boosters for postseason wrestling here on KMCH. As DePaco Community Credit Union, Kramer Brothers Dairy, Thompson Shoes, Holtz Construction, Krager Body Shop, Nuviana Ag Automation, Beavers Lounge, Crop Production Services in Winthrop, Dunlap Motors, Willenborg Lawn Ornaments, Silver Edge Co-op, the Manchester Press, Honey Creek Furniture, F&M Bank, Spring Green Lawn Care, Lasso ERV, Texture Salon, Newhouse Construction, All Seasons Auto Body, Beaten Bender Manufacturing, Monticello Sports, Sheer Magic, Accent Laser Service, Cornerstone Family Practices, Guttenberg Municipal Hospital, Hillside Manufacturing, Georgian Auto, and the Animal Health Clinic. And don't forget, we're going to have wrestling for you next Saturday as well, as we'll be in DeWitt. We've got it coming for you the rest of the week as it's postseason time on KMCH, and we love doing what we do. And don't forget, when you tune us in on KMCH, we're going to turn you on to the best wrestling action in Eastern Iowa right here on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH. For my partner, Roger Reed, this is Jamie Vaskey saying so long from the Seedorf Gymnasium. We'll see you Tuesday night. Have a good night, everybody.
Best of luck to all area athletes.